All right, it says you are live. This is actually our first one to do.
Yay!
Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. Learn more. I want to learn more. I have learned enough today. Mm-hmm. Ronald Jr. Hey, Ronald. I'm assuming you can see us because you sent us eyeballs. Is that right? Oh, we need my eyes. See? Sweet. Hey, thanks, Mike. Oh, we are. Yeah. This is what mind blown Michael and Melody look like. Hey guys, all right, popping in. Thank you all.
Hi.
Oh man.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
It was a good day. It's a happy day.
It's been a
Yay, thank you.
Been a wild day. Yeah, so we'll kill some time while we wait for folks to come in. Melody, how was your evening? What have you been doing?
I am coming in fresh from dance. Fresh is maybe not the right term because I'm still sweaty, but I did dance class tonight. Yeah.
How was it?
It was really fun.
This is the first one. Is it going to be a recurring thing, or this is just a one?
They do it once a month. That one. So
probably a lot of K-pop knife fans out there. I would assume
there's a lot of people.
There's got to be a good amount of overlap.
Yay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, yeah, and I've been basically trying to wrap my head around what has gone on today. Has been what my evening has been like. Parents are down, keeping the kids alive, so that's helpful. So that's one of the reasons why we're able to sneak away and do a live as well. But yeah, so I guess just without further making it ado, just wanted to really just say thanks to y'all. I mean, like, I've done a lot of research on Kickstarter. I guess that's just kind of the way I roll, is just overthink everything. And based on everything that I've seen by other designers, other Kickstarters, other people that are in similar positions to us in terms of like reach, I expected that we were more likely to not make goal over the process of 30 days than we were to make goal. So making goal in 7 hours was astonishing.
3 minutes less than 7 hours.
Yeah. Melody
6 hours and 57 minutes. I was watching it like this on the at the computer. I was just like,
definitely could have been possibly obsessing a little bit.
I was definitely obsessing. I was super excited.
Yeah, I kept rolling in, and I just refresh every 10-15 minutes or so and just go like, man, this is.
That was so exciting.
Yeah,
so excited.
Yeah. But definitely not what we were expecting.
No, not at all.
So very much appreciated. And here's the thing too. I don't know how much you guys know about Kickstarter, but one of the things thanks, Derek. One of the things that is the case about Kickstarter is somewhere along the way, they've drifted from the idea of let's, raise the amount of money that you need. And instead, people have recognized, hey, if I beat my goal in a 24-hour period, if I meet my goal in a 24-hour period, Kickstarter actually picks me up and starts promoting me. And so what people have been doing is they set their goal like way lower than they actually need. Like, you'll see people who put down, $6,000 for a production knife. And like, that's not going to happen. You can't make a knife like a production knife, in any kind of quantity for that amount. But what they're doing is they're hedging their bets. They're saying, okay, we think that we're going to meet goal. And even if we don't meet goal, we can afford to pay the rest ourselves. So it's more to our advantage to set our goal low, let Kickstarter, let it, in the first hour or so, you blow your goal out of the water. And then at that point, Kickstarter algorithm picks up and starts, boosting you. And, this position that we're in, working nonprofits. I work for a church. She works for a nonprofit. It's not like we're just sitting on stacks of cash. So And then also, somebody asked me, what the other day, why Kickstarter. The other one is just, part of it is just finding out if the community believes in you or not, and so I wanted to do that as well. And so, but we could not put our goal lower than was actually possible for us to push forward. If we really need 60,000 to send an order in, we couldn't put the goal at 20, only make 40, and then have to come up with 20, and then be sitting on, X number of knives. So that just would be really problematic for us. So we had to be honest, which was scary, and say, this is how much money we bare bones absolutely have to have to be able to place this order. But I was convinced that there was no way in 24 hours we were going to make that much. Like I said, I was fairly convinced we wouldn't make it in 30 days. So I'm just trying to lay out to y'all exactly how, Mike says, didn't anybody say stacks of cash? I'm just trying to lay out for y'all exactly, put you in my mindset so that you can at least believe me. Because, everybody always says, wow, we were just so blown away by the results. But I'm trying to explain to you.
No. We were extremely blown away.
It's factually impossible for us to do, what we did today was really my take on it. So, man, just appreciate you guys. Mike says you were very pessimistic about it.
He's an optimistic guy, though. Yeah. I think he was I don't know, just as an observer, I just feel like your heart and soul was in it, and so you were trying to not get your hopes up.
I tried to not do that. I tried to be as brutally honest as possible. I looked at people who have 3 and 4 times the reach that we have, who made set amount. And I just say, okay, well, I need to take their amount and divide. They've got 3 times the outreach, the access to knife community than we do. And we got to take their number and divide it in, 3 parts. And we only get 1/3 of what they did. That makes sense, right? Yes, but they didn't have Truffles. Yeah.
What do we think the total will be at the end of 30 days? I'm still processing today.
Yeah. So we
wow.
One of the things I was like, man, maybe we should have put a cap on it, because there's me and Melody. We've got a 12-year-old and a 6-year-old, and Melody's sister lives with us, and so that's the Aurora. That's the extent of the Aurora Knife and Tool fulfillment center. So we're just okay, well, how many of these can we do, and still provide great service to everyone? I've been answering emails, off and on. I've had my day job, and so when I've had a moment's break, I'll try to answer an email here and there, just to try to stay on top of things. But at some point in time, it becomes a little more than a small company can handle. So just should we have put a number on it? Well, look, at this point, we really can't do that.
No,
because we said it's going to close on the 4th of September.
It's just going to happen. We're just gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
That's tomorrow's problem, but today we celebrate.
Yeah. So let's see here. We've got congrats from Mike Harrison. What's up from Ronald? Definitely what's up. Congrats from Eric and Mike and Brian, and Junkyard Necromancer and Derek Delclef. Very glad this exists. We are too. You guys have wished Truffles into existence. It was a wish for wings that work.
So excited. So very excited.
More than just another knife. It's a new design, something that has never been done. And look, I realize how ostentatious that this can sound, but really it's kind of the lifeblood of Aurora Knife and Tool to not give you something you've seen before.
Well, that's his personality too, is he likes things that are new and interesting and innovative, and he's just the person that, I don't know, his brain just works differently than anybody else's on the planet, and so anything that he creates is going to be unique and interesting in some way.
Yeah. Some people will ask about innovation for innovation's sake, and I try to think through, like, is that something that we want to be known for? You know, somebody
Hi, Aaron.
somebody comment, hey Aaron, Drizzle says happy for you guys, enjoy the sense of humor in the marketing, breath of fresh air and everything itself. So you know, man, that's definitely
Yes.
our jam as well. And if any of y'all been following Misheard Knife Reviews for the last 4 years, it's okay. How can I back up and say this? So Misheard Knife Reviews was its own thing for 4 years. And it was just this weird world where I would just, like, whatever was the strangest, I've never seen this done before. You can't do that on Instagram, knife content.
Yeah.
I just wanted it to be weird. Like, and people would say, you know, oh, it's a meme channel. And like, that's an easy, like, shorthand. It's an easy shorthand for explaining what's going on there, but it's not memes because it's nothing that's been done before. Like, I don't want to take somebody else's art and put new words over it and then that be what it is. And so then there came this vision for Aurora Knife and Tool, which was just sort of like, if you look at the early branding of Aurora Knife and Tool, it's very serious, very much like leaning on the just the typical normal way that knives are shown. And Melody's, you know, Melody's been pushing me more and more, like, no, go weird. Like, yes, Aurora Knife and Tool, like the branding and everything is nice and clean and sharp and it looks serious,
Sharp.
but you know,
Knives,
you kind of want to, you let your freak flag fly on the inside, let people draw them in at first, and so that's hopefully that was what Aurora Knife and Tool does, is we look, normal from the outside, and then you start digging in, you go like, this is weirder than I was ready for.
Well, but I mean, like, the thing is like, not everybody is a weirdo, but those of us that are weirdos, once we find each other, we're like, we feel like, it's like, oh yes, I mean, like, you've seen all the memes of like, when one of us, like, so thank you for being one of us.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was sort of the thing too. Mike says you provided a lot of nightmare fuel for me.
You're welcome.
That was definitely one of the things that we wanted to do, is just something you've not seen, even in the marketing. It's a lot weirder than you would normally see. And in some ways, like, I'm like, maybe that is probably off-putting for some people, and I get that. Like, they're looking for a serious tool, but I'm kind of okay with that, like, because like calls unto like, right? And so I'm a weirder person, and I'm okay with my knife stuff being weirder too.
Right.
Glad you guys got the funding. Truffles is the only knife I've seen in the last year that made me sweat from how much I wanted it. I got the truffle sweats. Can we make hashtag truffle sweats?
Hashtag truffle sweats. Serious tool. Yes.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like I want it to be something that does the job that you need it to do, but like,
it's sharp and pointy.
So where I was going with all this is, we have two worlds living apart, right? You have Misheard Knife Reviews, which is weird and like 100% me. Aurora Knife and Tool, which is like normal and clean and really not me. And then Melody comes along.
Here I am coming along.
And I handed her the design for Truffles, and I said, what do you want to name it? And after, like you've seen the video.
Because like his first knife design was the Megoptera, which is named after the humpback whale, which is like my favorite animal.
Yeah. And
so I was like, okay, well, he had this knife design. What do we name it? And I looked at it and I was like, it kind of looks like a rhino, but like, rhino has been done. And so I just kind of thought to myself of like, are there any like characters that are rhinoceroses that I know, like cartoon characters or whatever? And my mind went immediately to a Christmas cartoon that I like loved since I was a kid. It's really weird, so you've definitely not heard of it.
Look, for Christmas, for Melody's present for Christmas, everybody, like, it's on YouTube. I think
it's on YouTube. It's
Watch A Wish for Wings That Work.
It's super weird. It's super weird, but it's funny. It's really funny, and it's really weird. And one of the characters is a pig who thinks he's a rhinoceros, and his name is Truffles. Thank you. Yes, it's on YouTube. Thank you. Yes. His name is Truffles, and he is a pig that thinks he's a rhinoceros.
Yeah. And so for me, like the moment that Melody said Truffles, that was really where like, because if you look at all of our stuff that we do, Aurora Knife and Tools always had weird like patches and stuff like that. But in terms of the knife has always been very serious, and that's still not very much me. So the moment she said that, it was like the two worlds collided of misheard knife reviews and Aurora Knife and Tool. And I'm like, okay, this can be something that I'm excited about because this Truffles is us. That Truffles is the kind of thing that we would do.
Yep.
Whereas, Death Killer 74 is, I don't know.
Ooh, that's a good one.
It's not a bad name, actually. Write that down.
All right.
Okay.
Death Killer.
But anyway. Yeah. Mike says it is on YouTube, so y'all check it out. You can make a serious tool and have fun with it. All knives these days have names like Tactical Bravo, Ranger Edge. Yeah. No, seriously, it's called Truffles. Yeah. But that's another thing too is, there's a rift in the knife community at the moment. It's potentially tearing us apart. There's the camp that calls the knife the Truffles.
Oh.
And then there's the camp that calls the knife Truffles. And I tend to be more on the Truffles side because you wouldn't say that she's the Melody. I mean, you could if you want to. But it's more like a name, right? It's not named after a noun. It's not like,
like
the warthog, the warthog, but this is Truffles. And so I tend to go without the, but no judgment.
It's not incorrect to say the Truffles.
Yeah. And Timothy says, gotta see the grind sets it far apart. I like them curvy. Yeah. So yeah, that was one of the things that I wanted to do was the hollow ground, especially since I had such a wide, blade, tall blade to work with. We want it to be slicey, and so we'll get the grind up as far as we can go, and then take it into the hollow. And I don't think I can really over emphasize. So will the first production be laser etched and numbered? I can have Melody number them with like a Sharpie or something. At the moment, the plan is not to number them, just because we've got other like functional things we want to tweak that are sort of like up higher on the level of what we want to address. If we find ourselves in a the opportunity to do that, we may still go ahead. But yeah, okay, Metal Complex. I don't think he has heard of it. I did send him a DM, so maybe he'll spot that. But thanks, Derek, for bringing that up. I know he's got a pretty big backlog on his channel.
Should hand carve the numbers on the scales.
Yeah.
So like in Frankie and Bird's video, they mentioned the way Truffles was written on the name tag.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And that was our daughter.
Yeah. So
our 6-year-old daughter.
Yeah, I had her. I said, draw me 3 T's, 3 R's, 3 U's, 3 F's, 3 L's, 3 E's, 3 S's, and I'll take the best of which ones I like the most and bring them on. But so yeah, it's not a font. It's actually the handwriting of a 6-year-old. Or I guess I probably could have done it with my left hand.
It's cuter. It's cuter with our cute little blonde curly haired girl.
Yeah, that's better.
So we could just have her carve it in. I'm sure she'd do a great job.
Yeah. But yeah, so we've looked at the numbering thing. I mean, I'm not totally opposed to it, but there's something else I was going to say, but I allow myself. I gotta stop. I gotta block the comments while I'm finishing my sentences because I already have hard enough time finishing my sentences with myself interrupting myself.
He does.
It's
a problem.
And go multiple layers down.
Like one thing that I've had to learn to do is he will restart a conversation that we were having like 2 days ago, and I have to like reach into the files in the back of my brain. Which conversation is he? Okay, that one. Okay, here we go. Like he just stops the conversation because he gets distracted and goes somewhere else, and then comes back to it like 3 days later.
True. So I'm just looking at a note here from the. Oh, okay. So they're saying that that they've actually, this is brand new news. The factory is actually going to release their own knife using the lock. So it won't be the first one, I guess, to come, but it'll probably the first one that the company that designed the lock. This is what I was getting to, actually, was just saying, I don't think I've done enough. I don't want to undersell Sikio as a manufacturing partner, and the roundhouse lock was 100% theirs. It's actually something that I was in the midst of designing. Was I wanted to design a button lock that was based in the pivot, and I had played around with several ideas. Design is not my background, so my intention was to rough out the idea and then work with an engineer to finalize it. And then I met them at SHOT Show, and they already had it. And so I said, "Well, let's go ahead." They have one knife that was I kind of took it as a proof of concept kind of thing, because they had one knife that was using it, but it's not being sold. But it looks like maybe they will sell it. So I'll dig into that and see if I can find any more information on that. But like I said, and there's nothing that stops us. I mean, like, we've got a month of time that we're working on building this out, and we're going to end it on September 4th. There's nothing that keeps some major knife company from reaching out to them and saying, "Hey, we want to do that. Here's the capital today. Get it to us in 2 months or whatever," and them get ahead of us. And that's not really a problem. I mean, to me, it's not just that it's it doesn't have to be the first of its kind, and we wanted to get it out as soon as we could, but it doesn't have to be like the first to be. We'll let her say that.
It factually is.
Yeah, we're more passionate about the one that we've done. Surprise. But anyway, I'll change the wording on that, because they just said that they were looking over the Kickstarter and said, like, let's tweak the language on that. So I'll clear that up here first, and then we'll clear it up on the website. But anyway, I don't know if you have any other questions. So what I was going to say is we need to start thinking about the next leg of the campaign, which is a stretch goal. And so right now we are up to, let's see who can navigate there the fastest. Melody's not doing it at all. What numbers are we at? Can you tell me what number is the campaign at? How many people?
It was at 71,000. I
was thinking people.
Oh, people.
381. So really, what we need 74K. Yeah. Really, the order needs to be 600 at least. And so what we're going to do is establish a new goal. We won't change the number that's on here, because that's against the rules. But so this will just be a stretch goal to say, okay, we want to do something to do it up a little bit bigger. And realistically, we actually do need to sell 600 knives. The first goal was just to be able to get them into production, but getting them into people's hands would be better. So we've got 2 designs. I'm using one of each finger. I'm not sure why. This is 4, I guess. We've got 2 designs that we're looking at. Initially, we were going to do them as stickers to include in the box. And if we can make it to 600, what we'll do is we'll do one of them as a patch and one of them as a sticker. The first one is option A. You've seen this more than likely. This is the Truffles Shuffle. And so we would potentially make this into either a sticker or a patch. Give it another 7 hours. I'm sure you'll reach that goal. That could be the problem.
Your mouth to God's ears.
Yeah. So this would be a stretch goal. Number 1 would be either to make. Well, here's option 1. Okay, and then this is the option 2. Is it? Surely it's not backwards on their end, right? It's just backwards on our end.
Backwards for y'all?
Surely not.
Is that
perfect? Fixed it. Anyway, so I actually just threw this. It's upside down. Thanks, Mike. So I actually threw this together like in between the time that I got off work and got ate supper with the kids and then threw this together because I've been meaning to do it, but I didn't think I would need to. Max, hey Max, truffles for the win. Turtles truffles for the win. Kevin says, why not both? Both options are great. So I still need to work with the font up here because this side's got to lean that way. This side's got to lean that way to be truly turtle-tastic.
It is really good. Like
it's fun.
A lot of votes for it.
So basically, one will be a patch and one will be a sticker.
This just seems patchier to me, and this seems stickerier to me.
Yeah, that's probably a thing too.
Yeah. Like it's hard to imagine this translating well into patch.
I think it would be okay. But I think you're right. I think it needs like an elbow.
Thank you.
Mike says he agrees with Melody. And Max says, love it. Vegas GGG. I'm assuming you say 2 is that must, yeah. Love Ops 2. Eric says the same thing. Looks like all the votes are for turtles. Toolbox could use a truffle shuffle sticker. Turtles is the one. Yeah, so we could go with patch for this and then sticker for this. And we do have one more stretch goal idea that will be like the Squirtle one. Thanks. Max is just out there making more work for me.
We could turn this into a tattoo. Get it like,
Yeah.
That's the real stretch goal.
Yeah. We'll get a face tattoo of Truffles right here. Anyway, so I don't know if we'll throw this into like a survey or vote kind of thing for the backers, but sounds like probably patch and sticker, and then we'll throw in a couple of like little Roar knife and tool stickers stuff too. Hey, while we've got you, let me ask you this: we got a handful of folks here. Actually, does it even tell us how many people are here?
19.
Oh yeah, nice. All right. So y'all chime in on this. So you get the gist that a Roar knife and tool is kind of weird, right? We are selling a premium knife in the sense that it's S35VN, it's titanium. Without the branding and everything else, you just look at it and go, that's a nice knife with a unique locking mechanism. So it would not be out of place, and perhaps it would be more appropriate to have the box that it arrives in be those traditional, like higher end magnetic flap, felt, whatever.
Or do you want something really weird and fun?
Yeah, because you got some really weird ideas, and I would rather do weird. But like I realize that people, it's not one of the things that we've put into the campaign is, hey, expect a weird
packaging. I agree, but what kind of packaging though? Like, do you prefer an interesting packaging or a more slick, cool, expensive-y looking? Not that they're necessarily mutually exclusive, but like kind of what we
fishnet bag for the packaging.
Fishnet.
Well, I'll go ahead and should I just go ahead and say what I'm thinking? Would that help in the decision making process? I don't know.
It's going to be hard to talk it through without like mock-ups, I think.
Maybe so. Should look like a box.
You should get mock-ups to people because it might be difficult to visualize.
So yeah, I'm wondering, do most people actually keep their knives in their knife boxes? Because what we could do is a weird, initial view, and then you've got like, okay, you've got something normal that you can keep it in. That's if you want to keep it in that kind of thing. I don't know. I realize that like that is part of what people expect. And if I had the packaging ahead of time, I keep the box, but don't keep the knife in the box. Yeah, I do the same thing. I don't toss it. So yeah, we're playing around with it, but my inclination is to go only normal way. I'm keeping Truffles in my pocket. Yeah, there we go. Do not keep knives in the box. Have a box full. I got a box full of boxes too. But that's the thing. I was just like, every knife box that I have looks essentially the same. Like, what would it hurt to just be different? So, but like I said, that's the downside of it is I would love to say like, oh, here's the packaging now as a part of like the Kickstarter. That way it's like, okay, I know what I'm getting. But in a sense, people are signing up for something expecting probably something pretty normal in the actual packaging. And then if they get, something, like it's in a banana zipper or something, everybody's like, what is going on here?
Banana zipper?
I don't know, that's not the idea.
That would be kind of fun though, if you peel it and then there's a knife in it.
There it is.
That's the next knife idea, guys.
She's gotten it. Anyways, we'll do some more. We might do like a little vote on the for the backers and say like, here's a normal box with just our logo on it. Which, by the way, has anybody noticed that we have shifted branding, shifted logos? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. No, because we have like the circular logo that has the two A's with like the sun coming above it. It's and that's Aurora means dawn, so that's the deal. Nick says back here, hey Nick. But recently been shifting over to just Aurora with the two lines on either side. It's a little cleaner, and I think it'll read better as like an imprint on the knife as well. So, but I haven't actually made like a post that just says there's been so many things.
C's candy box.
C's, Google it. Let's see.
I know
you know what that is?
Yes.
Of course, master of branding over here.
How does he not know?
I don't know. All right. Well, we'll do some mock-ups and let people share the number the Kickstart has to hit for the 600. Well, it depends on whether people get it at 179 or 189. So that's the difference. But the minimum order is 600. And so I've got to order 600. So it'd be great if I had all 600 of them sold.
It's like old timey.
Oh, like old timey candies box. Oh, okay. So like it's
that logo. C's
okay. So yeah. So in terms of maybe somewhere in the neighborhood of.
How long did it take to design, Michael?
179 plus 189 equals divided by 2 times 600. So if you got half early backers and half regular backers, it'd be like 110,000, something like that, and that would have all the knives in the initial order spoken for.
How long did it take to design Truffles?
So it depends on how you account time. Because what's your anytime our son asks what time it is, what do you say?
Time is a constant, or like it's a social construct.
Yeah, anytime our son asks what time it is, time is a social construct. It doesn't even make any sense, but we're just gonna go with it.
We've made our children weird too. I don't know.
It's true. So in terms of actual number of hours between initial idea and like this design that we more or less, like a 90%, I'd say probably a month. But there was about a month or two before that was I had initially sent them some of my previous designs, and the things that they had to do to make my previous designs work with the lock made my previous designs really weird, because the lock is a set size. And so it was like, okay, here's my sleek design with like a lump in the middle for the lock. And just aesthetically, that's not my jam. And so
the Kickstarter video is great.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, Nick. Oh yeah, so you like the Taylor Swift video? Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to pick between the Taylor Swift and the.
He put an enormous amount of heart and soul into that Taylor Swift video. Just so you know, the behind the scenes on the Taylor Swift video, it's been.
And I don't know if y'all can tell, but like I found other words with the letter F in there, and I looked at the sheet music, and found like when she was saying a word with the letter F at the right pitch and sliced the F out and then sliced the B out and then put them in there. The toughest thing I had though was I could not really get the Z sound for Truffles. So that was the toughest part.
We've listened to that song a few times in our household.
Yeah,
over the
and that's
course
when
of a past month.
Like all the time I didn't. Yeah, yeah.
He's a closet Swiftie. You know what I mean?
Apparently, at least that one song.
She's coming to New Orleans.
Oh, I don't know that I'll go see it, but that's fun. Yeah, I don't know. I was saying something else, but then I got distracted. But the design. So, so if you count the times, like the designs that I discarded, it was maybe more like 2 or 3 months. But it really came together really quickly. I would say, in terms of like the very initial sketch, once we got I just said, hey, send me the locking mechanism innards, give me the gizzards, and
Don't never say that again.
Let me see what my limitations are, and let me design something around the set limitations. And so once we got to that point, I would say probably an 8-hour push-pull kind of thing. And that was something else I was going to say about just innovation in general. And I know we said we would go quick. Yeah, I don't even know if it can classify as closet Swiftie. If I've spent, how many hours would you guess that I spent on that? I would say at least 15 hours I spent on that video. I do that a lot. I should stop doing that. I'm really glad actually that the whole thing got delayed because it forced me to. I was like, well, I got to do something for launch day. I'll just give them the Taylor Swift video. Otherwise, I'd probably still be working on it. Anyway, let's talk innovation real quick, and then we'll let you guys go. Somebody asked me earlier or made a comment, well, you're just causing a problem to fix a problem kind of thing with the button lock. And I really do see like design as a push pull. Like for the most part, unless you're just making something that's 100% worse, usually when you make a change, you're fixing one problem and causing another. And so really at the end of the day, you have to decide which are your favorite problems, which is the problem that you're most comfortable with.
This is my favorite problem right here.
Thanks, babe. Yeah, but you just have to just pick like, okay, well, I can either have a liner lock, that's your normal, simple liner lock. But the downside is I've got to put my thumb in the middle of in the blade path to be able to shut it. And maybe I'll get like a dinged up thumb or something, dinged up thumbnail. But that's the problem I'm willing to accept. Or maybe you say, okay, but I'd rather have the roundhouse lock because it's more fidgety and I can shut it without my fingers being in the blade path. So does it cause a problem and fix a problem? Yeah, but I think every element of design, unless you're just making something, I don't even know it's possible to make something only worse. I'll try. We'll see. I'll see if I can do it. Yeah, give me the gizzards is the patch for the next stretch goal. I'm gonna make a shirt for Melody.
We could make it bumper stickers, and it's the kind of thing that like sends a powerful message in a bumper sticker, and I think that it would, I think it would go over well.
The thing that disturbs me, that frustrates me the most about design ideas is how often I'll think of something and Google it and it already exists. Like I was thinking about a shirt that I wanted to design for Melody for her birthday, because one of the quotes that often we will rehash is from the original Ninja Turtle movie, where was it in the second one? Yeah.
TMNT2, The Secret of the Ooze.
Go tell us the thing real quick.
Well, so they've got Raphael tied up. And they're in this, like, in the junkyard where, like, it's the second one. It's the second one. I promise you. Because the second one is a lot funnier. Like, the first one is a lot more serious. Anyway, the second one it's better. It's the one I have memorized, and he's questioning me. Anyway, they have him tied up, and the guys are...
Justin's got it. He's already beat us to it.
Wait, what? Yes, thank you. Look, it's Truffles. Yeah, a little too Truffles. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're like, it's quiet. Yeah, a little too quiet. And then they see Raphael and they're like, hey, it's Raph. Yeah, a little too Raph. Yes.
Yeah.
It's
So
Truffles, a
I
little
wanted
too
to do
Truffles.
I wanted to do a patch design or a shirt design. I was going to let you guys pay for it because I was going to design the shirt, sell the shirt, and then give her one because that's what I really wanted to do was just make her one. But like a little too Raph Ninja Turtle design. And then I Googled it and it already existed. So I was like, well, I guess I'll just buy it and give it to her for her birthday.
Post Malone is coming up a lot in my life these days, and I don't really know what it means. Post Malone.
Where are you seeing Post Malone?
Right there.
Oh. If Metal Complex can't get to it, maybe try to reach out to Post Malone. He's a big pocket knife. And who's got
somebody
Post Malone's?
Get us the contact of Post Malone. He keeps coming up.
He's at Raising Cane's apparently.
He's like, yeah. And so we need to clearly we need to make contact with Post Malone.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've never heard a single one of his songs. I know none of them.
I'm sure they're great. He seems like a really nice guy.
I've heard that he's a great guy. He's a Cancer like me. So he's like a soft sweetheart.
So nobody Googled the Ninja Turtle thing because they didn't want you to be wrong. That's very sweet of you guys.
I'm right.
Okay.
I have the movie memorized. I have the whole movie memorized.
So you could be right. Is it doesn't Raph wind up in the bathtub though? Like, or is that's the first one? He's fighting in the building and the building falls down on top of him.
He's a Gemini.
That's what I'm thinking about because
doesn't he seem like a
Gemini? The building
is classic Gemini.
Oh yeah, that's actually correct, Max. The building falls down on him, and because Leonardo's super upset that he let him get away and go try to fight himself, but he gets separated from the group twice. Anyway, definitely Gemini. A little too wrapped. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. Look, if there's anything that I can do, it's admit when I'm wrong. My sister-in-law is a YouTube apology expert, and I'm pretty sure she can hear me right now in the other room. And I just need to look into the camera and say,
she's right there.
Look,
off camera. Ninja
rap. Yeah, I can just say that I was factually incorrect.
Let's make this happen. We will contact Post Malone, make an updated Ninja rap for the next goal.
Truffles rap.
Something, yeah.
Cross promotion. Drizzle, do you remember the Ninja Turtles live tour?
I do.
Oh,
I have forgotten about that.
I forgot about that
you
too.
You just unlocked a childhood memory. Wow.
Did that come to Little Rock?
Okay, so
we're from Arkansas originally.
Do y'all remember when there was a collaboration with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Pizza Hut, and they had these cassette tapes of like songs, and they weren't like, it wasn't like from the soundtrack from the movie, and I can't remember if it was promotion for the first or the second movie, but it was a whole like a double-sided like cassette tape of songs that was like as if the Ninja Turtles were singing them, and it was
that's weird.
It was really weird, but the songs were, I mean, like they were straight fire. They were so good. I listened to them all the time. It was a Ninja Turtle. I need to
Christmas
find
present for Melody is to find that.
Somebody needs to find me the Ninja Turtles songs.
Yeah,
it was a cassette tape.
Wasn't the Ninja Turtle line? Didn't they do like a motorcycle riding thing or something?
Coming out of their shells tour. I think that's what it was. I think it was coming out of their shells. Okay, hang on. We need to find this. This was
Ninja Turtle. Yeah, coming out. Man, I'm almost about so Shreveport. Did we have a Drizzle? Are you from Louisiana? So we're originally from Stuttgart, Arkansas, and we are now in New Orleans.
Oh, look!
Coming out of their shell tour.
Y'all.
What I picture is like them like riding around like cages in like a motorcycle or something. Like they do like the thing where they have the motorcycles that go,
Out
like,
of their shit. Like I feel like I could
I
probably
don't
sing
know.
along.
I'm just wondering if Melody and I both went to that because we didn't know each other until 8th grade. Right, correct? Hello?
Yeah, we met in 8th grade.
Yeah. And so I'm just wondering if we were at the same tour, like at the same concert.
My sister says she may or may not remember having seen the cassette tapes at our house. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Yep.
Since the surgery says I think I still have the tape. Man, let's get that. It's probably on YouTube. Probably you can find it on
yeah,
YouTube.
I'm seeing there's lots of videos, but it looks like it's like from the tour. So, but what I want is like the songs.
Yeah.
Because they were like the Ninja Turtles, they had some legit bops. Like there were several that I listened to it. I mean, like it was amazing.
Patriot Center at George Mason University. What year would this have been?
Oh gosh.
Well, I mean, doesn't it say?
I don't know.
1997. I don't know.
No, it would have been like 92,
like
93, something like that.
91.
Yeah, something like that.
The year of Batman. Is that 90 or 91?
Yeah.
Yeah, but primarily we brought you here to talk about Ninja Turtles, as you
Mostly,
as you can tell. I'm also working on a well, in my mind, I'm working on a new iteration of this design. I'd like to do two things with it. One, I would like to do like a neon iteration of the shirt, but then I would also like to do a smaller version of the patch because I know more about patch design now. That was my first one to do. And I think I could scale it down.
Sorry.
I'm good.
I'm so excited.
Thank y'all. Hey, Ethan Ireland. Hello from Ireland.
Well, hello.
Well, I was so short story.
No treaties. Oh my gosh, I remember that song. Sorry.
I was so sad because my family's always made a big deal about our like Scottish and Irish heritage. It's like the main thing that my family has talked about. Like if you would say, "Oh, what's your heritage?" Be like, "Oh, Scottish and Irish." And then we did the DNA thing, and I'm like 98% just normal British, and I was like, I'm sad about the only having like 2% Irish. I
am the most Swedish out of our whole family,
which makes no sense. Like from her mom and dad and her sister.
I have the highest percentage of Swedishness, and so my mom gets me all the Swedish things all the time. Yeah, I have a lot of random Swedish.
Everyone becomes Irish on St. Patty's Day.
Yes.
I wore just green socks, and like they were like the no-show, like just a little peeking above to represent the fact that I was only 2% Irish, so that's as much as I could get. Swedish fish diet. I missed the live. Hey, thanks, Monster Eclipse. Most people in the U.S. after Germans. Not only are we both Gemini, obviously mostly Scottish. Interesting. Thanks for the Korean and Swedish. Interesting. That's a cool mix.
That is a fun mix.
Just boring. 2% is better than no percent. Yeah.
Isn't it?
I think there's a Ramsey.
Aren't I slightly more Irish?
I think
than
she
you
is, or something. It's embarrassing,
it's,
honestly. I think there's a Ramsey Castle in. Max knows I'm ENFP as well.
INFJs.
Anyway, I think there's a Ramsey Castle. My full name's James Michael Ramsey Reed. I absorbed my grandmother's maiden name as my third name, but so Ramsey is like a family name, and there's a Ramsey Castle that's supposed to be like some relatives somewhere along the way connection, but I don't know. Anywho, folks, Backer 78 here. Hey, all right.
Yay.
INFJ. Yeah. The thing is, Max could probably have told that without even knowing that ahead of time. So Max is from our church. We
And I'm
we
an
and Max go way
Enneagram
back.
4, and we still haven't identified what he is, but I think you're a 3. I don't know. I kind of feel like you're a 3.
I don't know. I'm a mystery. You can't know me. I'm unknowable. Dale Gribble. 209. Hey,
Yay!
hey, that's great, man. It's like we said. I don't know. We may have a different batch of people in now than we said before. So I'll just briefly say what I said before.
I'm 25% Scottish, y'all.
I'm 3%.
And 4% Irish.
I'm 4% INFJ.
I'm 100% INFJ.
What I was going to say is we literally had no idea that this would go as well as it has. Done a lot of research, and based on my best comparables, I thought we had about. I told several people that I thought we might have about a 30% chance of making it, succeeding in 30 days. And then I told Melody I was actually that was being generous because I thought it was more like 25. So I was really, really, really wrong. Not only wrong about that, but wrong about which TMNT movie had a little too rap in it. But I'm happy to be wrong about both, because the more I'm wrong, the more I find out what is actually the truth, and that's deep.
Mm-hmm. Good night. Good night to your little one.
Yeah, thanks, Rizzo. Appreciate you, man.
Actually, I think I'm a 4-wing 5 because it's like the bohemian, the free spirit, and I think that's me.
Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, I'll take it. That's the best thing to be wrong about. So I don't know. Do we have any other questions or anything else? I'll show you guys in case y'all came in a little late. So here's our two designs that we're considering for our stretch goals.
Sticker and patch.
Yeah, one is a sticker, one is a patch. We got to decide which is which. Sounds like most people are saying this one is very stickery and this one is very patchy. So go that route. So we may that may be the route that we go. But we were planning on doing both as a sticker, but since we've already hit our goals, we do have one more thing that we can do. Hey, found the knife from Zach in the Wild. Really? I didn't know Zach had mentioned it. Was that on Instagram or YouTube? Or Zach does have my Bobby patch. That's my pouch. I don't know you patch. But Zach's a good dude. Yeah, and that's the thing, man. We're just like really blessed to have made some incredible friends along the way. And I mean that there's not really any
the real
way.
Truffles was the friends we made along the way.
It's somehow accurate. But really, I mean, those are the people that got the word out, made things happen for us. Hey, appreciate that, Ethan, man. Have a good evening. Or morning. I don't know what time it is. But anyway, it really was just like the people that actually have much bigger followerships and are fans of what we're doing that really made this happen. And so it is evening. Okay, good. Anyway, so just thank you all for trusting us, because we're going to be sitting on your money for a little while. Not sitting on it because it's going to go to the manufacturer.
Like a dragon. We're going to pile it into gold.
Finally, we've got those piles of money that Mike's been looking for. Really, and I keep saying we're going to let you go, but there's so much to say. I don't want y'all to be shocked if our next handful of products, and maybe for a while, our products come out with either Kickstarters or with pre-orders. And the reason is we're a small company and we are cutting into our margins as much as we possibly can to make the knife as affordable. But what that means is we make a lot less on it than is industry recommended. And so, one of the things that you get to do if you're buying tens of thousands of knives is you get to get better pricing on them. Yeah. If we're buying 600 to 1200, our prices are not going to be as good, but yet we still want to sell it to y'all at prices that you're used to seeing, and maybe a little bit better than you're used to seeing. But that means that there's just much less margin for error. It doesn't mean that we'll make no profit, but it does mean we make considerably less profit. And it's more of a problem. If we have a box of 30 knives sitting around that never gets sold, that may mean that we did make no profit. You know what I mean? Because our margins are so narrow. And so the safety net of knowing that like every knife that we ordered from the manufacturer belongs to somebody, that allows us to keep the prices low. It does mean that, there's this downtime between you putting your money on a product and getting it in hand. But hopefully people will see that we're trying to keep it as reasonable as you can find in a small company. I had lots of conversations with people, and lots of people advised us to put the price in like the $239 range, just based on where we're at in terms of our cost. But like, we wanted to make it something that people would jump on and feel good about. And I mean, dare I say it, part of it is too, like, we want to have built-in good vibes, because we're a small company. This is the first time we've ever done this. Maybe things will go awry. We want y'all to feel like not only did they charge me an exorbitant amount of money, it was also blank. You know what I mean? And so you already have a bad taste in your mouth because you spent what you were willing to do but not really happy about, kind of thing. Yeah. We just didn't want to be in that boat either. So I know that's probably like TMI and maybe more than you're really supposed to share at this level. I don't know. This is our first thing,
like,
but
we just, I think I don't know, just want to be like, because we are just regular, real people. And
for now.
Yes. Now that aliens have been confirmed, maybe we'll take our masks off. And
ordered a knife from Creeley and got it a year later. Boy, I hope that doesn't happen. We have built out one extra month in the manufacturing process and one extra month in the so we're saying March, that we hope everyone will have their knife by March 1st. So that's September, October, November, December, January, February, March. It will hopefully not take that long, but thanks, Admiral.
Yay.
Estimated ship date. So not a ship date, but what we're saying is a in your hand by date is like we're trying to do it no later than March 1st. Definitely hesitated more at 230. Absolutely happy to jump in under 200. Yeah, and that's kind of the thing. I would have too. It's, I'm a budget knife buyer. I flinch anytime I spend over $100 on my knives because I'm cheap, just a cheap sucker, man. If I can get the same cool design with a cheaper steel, I'll wait for the budget version to come out because it's just how I roll, man. So yeah.
But anyway,
any other things that you guys need to just hit us up? You can email me at michael@aurora-tool.com. Colors, Max says, thanks, Admiral. Appreciate the design compliment. So just this one variation for now, but this is going really well.
Yeah,
so
since it's going well, other colors might be in the future.
Yeah, so we'll start playing around with variations and that kind of thing. We've got tons of other designs waiting in the wings for this sort of thing. All right, folks. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for your time. And gosh, you guys have made our day.
We really can't say thank you enough. Like, all jokes aside, we cannot say thank you enough.
Yeah,
that was
absolutely
crazy. Like we're so excited. We're so humbled. We're just, speechless. I say speechless, but we just said a lot of words. So anyway, that being said.
All right, folks. Thank y'all. Have a good evening. We'll catch you next time.
Good night. Bye.